Hello, stream. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
How's it
Hello.
going, everybody? Welcome to the Demonplague. I'm James Introcaso. I go by he, him. We are going to go around the table and have the players of the Demonplague introduce themselves, who are now level 4. So if you want, you can also tell people about the shiny new things your character can do. And why don't we start with you, Robert Adducci?
Hey, I am Robert Adducci. I'm playing Torsten Aelhan. I go by he, him. I took another level in Wizard, so I'm 3 Wizard, 1 Cleric. I just got some spells. That's about it.
Excellent. And TK Johnson, who are you and who are you playing?
TK is frozen.
Oh no.
All right. Well then, Lauren.
Yeah, my internet's
Oh, there she goes. All right, there.
to go. Give me a sec.
I'll give them a second. You want me to go and we'll wait for
Yeah, you go ahead, Lauren.
All right, I'm Lauren. I go by Obo Crazy. She, her. I'll be playing Rock the Rogue. And for my level 4, I just got an ability improvement, but it did mean that both my dex and my wisdom went up. And those are my 2 main stats. So now I'm going to be hitting harder and I'm going to be inciting harder.
Oh, excellent. And Rudy, who are you and who are you playing?
I am Rudy Basso. I am playing Rain Bowie, human monk. I also took the dex stat increase, which means I have more AC because I am a monk, and that's part of how I work. I also now can stop fall damage with my bonus action. I think it's called Slow Fall. Very original, but that's all that matters.
You can stop falling with your mind.
Exactly.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And TK, how about you? Who are you and who are you playing? And if I may, I think your internet froze because I failed to acknowledge your incredible makeup that you are wearing right.
I don't think that's the case, but I will take it. Yeah, I'm playing Isabel, half-orc fighter, and I don't know what she can do at level 4. I think it's pretty much... Oh, I took a feat. That's right. I took the alert feat.
Ooh,
nice. Yeah, so she can't be surprised as long as she's conscious. And I think... Oh, yeah, it's +5 to her initiative.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
cool. I'm very excited.
Well, before we get rolling too far into this, I want to remind the people viewing, first of all, that we have bits. You can give us some donations over here. If you look above my head, you can see what you can buy for the party or for me, like Josh Long. Thank you for kicking it off with an auto fail for me to use whenever I like. So I am very excited about that. Be on the lookout for an auto fail at some point. And I also want to let people know that every time someone, me or the players, rolls a natural 20, we will be giving away a PDF at the end of this broadcast. You need to be in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat to get that. So more on that when someone actually rolls a nat 20. For now, let's do a quick recap. You've all been on the trail of Ralakai Gravemore, a necromancer who is abducting displaced people and performing experiments on them to find a cure for a rumored demon plague. You know he's staying in the Star Elf Barrows, and you plan to head there after checking in on Tomar's Crossing, the only town left in the Luna Valley after a comet destroyed a glacier and nearly every other settlement was wiped away in the melt. On your way to Tomar's, you came across a camp of people in purple robes who were all chanting and praying together. Rain and Rock decided that they would sneak up and see what's going on. They heard them talking about Garltulrak, some sort of being that you have never heard of before. However, they spotted Rock in the sky and decided that Rock was a meal they wanted to bring down. And so they got their bows ready. As they were doing that, Rock called down and said that she was not a chicken. such. And we'll pick up right there. Rock is calling that she is not a chicken, and they lower their crossbows and look up to the sky and look at each other and say, "Did that bird just talk to us?" And they're sort of looking at each other and looking at their crossbows. And the leader of this group, who is an older gentleman, calls up and says, "Apologies about that. We didn't realize you were a sapient being."
Yes, a lot of people around here don't know. I'm just a large bird person. And Rock will fly down because now they're not pointing crossbows at her anymore. So she'll fly on down and land and be like, "Hello, we are coming on by and wanted to see and make sure that you were not evil people."
Of course not. Of course, we're just travelers on the road, just like yourself. Rain, at this point, do you want to stay hidden?
No, I want to appear behind them as they're talking to Rock and be like, "Good, because we didn't want to have any trouble."
You're gonna Batman this group?
That's good. We don't want any trouble either. Are there a lot of you here? They're sort of all looking over their shoulder now. At this point.
Yeah, I think I was coming up the road at that same time too. Say what?
Yeah. Torsten and Isabel, I know you were sort of a little ways away coming back, but yeah, I know you said in the commotion, sort of, you had started to come forward. So yeah, you're able to come up, Torsten, now if you would like to.
Sure. I'll say, what were you all chanting about there?
And they all sort of start settling back down, sitting on the road, crisscross applesauce, as is popular on this podcast. So they sit down that way, and they invite you to come sit on the ground with them and do the same as well.
Yeah, Rock will walk on up and plunk on down, and wings kind of go weird because it doesn't quite work that well, but she'll sit down and be like, "I like the purple, it's very stylish."
And there is a well, thank you Gartelrak certainly seems to think so as well, and that is who we follow. Gartelrak, ancient texts that were hidden underneath the ice have since been unearthed, and we now follow the way of Gartelrak. This may sound hard to believe, but we believe Gartelrak sent the comet to destroy us. We believe that we have been unworthy, and Gartelrak demands more of us. And therefore we will give him more to end this terrible nightmare that has befallen our beloved Luna Valley. That is something we should all stop, don't you agree?
What weapons do they have again?
So they are they have crossbows, and they are brandishing scimitars.
I want to look at the one, there was the person in the witch hat, seemed to be leading everybody. I want to look at them and say, what do you mean by give more of?
Well, we need to... We all have been neglecting Gartelrak. You have probably never heard his name until this very moment.
Nope.
James, have I heard his name until this very moment?
So you all can make history checks if you would like to.
Sure.
I want to roll.
It's rather high DC.
6.
Okay, you have not.
I got 14. Oh, sorry.
I say, I may have heard some things of him before.
Make a deception
Clearly
check.
lying. 2.
Okay.
Rock gives you the side eye and then looks back. Rock got a 14. Is that?
So a 14, no, is still not going to do it. What about Torsten? What did Torsten get?
I got like an 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So no, none of you have ever heard of Gartelrak before. So Rudy, what was your deception check there?
Big old 2.
Okay. So this guy in the witch hat laughs and says, "No, there's no need to pretend. We're more than happy to teach you the way of Garltorak."
Okay.
So you said you found books. I fancy myself a bit of a scholar. Might I take a look?
Well, yes, though we would need to know you're willing to follow the way of Garltorak. So we can't let you out of our sight with them, but you could study them here with us. We don't have many of these holy texts.
Yeah, of course. I would take very good care of them while I'm looking at them.
Okay. So, he sort of motions, and one of the people goes into the tent and comes back with this old leather-bound tome and hands it to you. Is anyone proficient in medicine?
No.
If so, make a medicine check, but only if you are proficient in it.
No.
Okay. All right. So Robert, you're handed the text, and the cover is written in Goblin, the language Goblin.
Okay.
And as you page through, you are able to see that this is a lot of what's written here is sort of mad ramblings and gibberish. And it appears to be goblin prayers to some goblin deity called Garltorak. Now, you're familiar as a religious person yourself that with some goblin deities, and you've never heard of Garltorak before.
Okay.
This seems to be like a cult that has broken off. You know what I mean? Like, this is real weird. We're talking worshiping the comet Hale-Bopp kind of strange.
Gotcha.
So and you can see that there's a lot of talk about literal sacrifice of people to Garltorak.
Okay. Well, with that, once I read that, I kind of start looking around to see if they're kind of looking to ambush us or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
As I read, just kind of glance around, you know.
Make an insight check.
All right. So that's gonna be 17.
You have the feeling that this could go either way, and that is what they're thinking right now too. That you can see some hands never too far from weapons. You can see folks sort of waiting to hear what you have to say about this text.
Okay. So I will. Torsten kind of continues to look, pages through the book a little bit, and says, "This is really interesting." And I think some of the other people that we're with would find this interesting. You think we could bring them up here? I think we can all get behind Garltorak.
Definitely giving Torsten some side eye right now.
I'm not just giving Torsten side eye. Rock will speak up and be like, "Really? Because I was hoping for at least like a pamphlet or something. I really would like some more information about this."
Well, how about this is all written in Goblin. When we get our friends over here, we'll talk more about it. That way we can tell everybody at the same time.
Go ahead, make a deception check.
Not so good at deception here. Oh, but I rolled a 13, so that's a 15 total.
Nice.
Okay, you see the person in the witch hat nods and says, "Yes, if there's more of you, we'd love to grow our numbers. There's certainly safety in numbers around these parts."
What are their numbers, James? How many are there?
There are 7 of them total.
Okay.
And so
I go, "Hey, Rock, you want to go grab the rest of the group and get them up here?"
Okay, sure. Then she'll fly off and probably be there in moments to lead everybody on over.
Okay. And Rock, you're bringing everybody. You've got your, 13 prisoners that you've liberated. You've got, got the rug. coming with you.
What's his name
You
again?
got-
Gorf? Or I forgot already.
Gorf? I think it was Gorf.
Gorf.
Gorf, yeah, Gorf the rug. So yeah, I'll come on over and be like, "It's okay. They're not going to kill us. Let's go. Oh, come on, Gorf, let's go." And she'll lead everybody. She was told to get everybody, so she'll get everybody.
Okay, so the whole caravan comes walking up, and they're invited to come sit with the rest of you, and they all look to Rock. Should we sit? Is this okay?
So actually,
We should make
come
camp.
over- So how many do we have? 13.
Yeah.
13 plus a rug.
Mhm.
The most important rug. I say, now that I'll continue to kind of look at the book while they come over. And is there anything in there about, I don't know, rituals or like holy days or anything that I could maybe use to sort of get them distracted?
Make an investigation check.
All right, that I'm good at. But I rolled an 8, so that's a 13 also.
Okay, yeah, you do. You find a list of holy days, and it's getting on towards evening now, and there is, that tonight is going to be a full moon, and there is a passage that says, during the full moon, it is time to take part in the blood rites.
Crap.
What are are there any details of what the blood rites are?
You can't seem to find any. No.
Nice.
Sorry,
And you
just
just
gonna
know
jazz
gibberish
this.
though, right?
stream's all messed up because TK left, but it's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
It'll be fixed soon, people.
Everyone
Gotcha.
stay calm. It will be fixed.
So you said some of it's gibberish, right?
Yeah, a lot of it's like mad rantings and ravings. So
Awesome. So I'm going to use that, try to use that to my advantage here. And I'm going to say, whoever, what was the leader's name? Did he tell us?
Oh yeah, I don't think they gave us names.
No,
he did
not
not
yet.
give you his name. However, if you ask,
Yes.
he tells you that his name is Chitan.
Chitan.
Mm-hmm.
Have we heard that name before? I feel like we had. No?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I say, Torsten says, Chitan, I see here that tonight is an auspicious night of our meeting. It is the night of the blood rites.
Yes.
About the blood rites, right?
Yes. It is. The blood rites actually are a perfect time to test the loyalty of those who wish to save the valley.
Yeah. And I see here, and I kind of go back to some of that gibberish stuff.
Mhm.
And I say, here, this is old ancient goblin, and this says that we need, and I kind of like will name a few kind of plants that we need to burn. We need like 50 pounds of animal dung, and like all this stuff. And I'll be like, maybe some of your people that know what this is can go get some of that.
I'm definitely gonna need another deception check
Yeah.
on that.
Right. I legit rolled a 20.
Hey!
All right. Brr, brr, brr. So first thing first,
I
we're
really
gonna be
need to get
doing
that sound.
we're gonna be doing a giveaway thanks to that natural 20. So Rudy, what should people type in the chat if they want to be entered for this giveaway?
Exclamation point Halloween, of course. For
Oh,
Halloween.
excellent. So exclamation point Halloween if
Nice.
you want to be entered into our giveaway. A reminder, you need to be in the DSPN Twitch chat to make that happen. What are we giving away? All kinds of awesomeness. So it will be at least one copy of this adventure we're playing through. It's a level 1 through 20 adventure, a PDF copy, over 300 pages of awesome. And we could get more stuff from the creators who are all part of this game. So go ahead, type that in whenever you are ready. Now, to you, they say, "Oh, ancient goblin, I didn't know that I had to. I knew I was having trouble with that part. Yes. And he snaps his fingers, and 4 of the 7 people in robes go away, he sends them away and says, "Oh, thank you for that.
And I
Wouldn't
say,
be a good sacrifice without it, right? Am I right?"
right. That's
Oh,
exactly right. And I
As
say,
this rock is gonna perk up and be like, sacrifice?
Yeah, I
What?
think I'll.
Wait,
Whoa,
what?
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 What's
I
happening?
say at that point, I say, since we're the newcomers, we'll do a large part of this. Let me gather my people up, and we will discuss about what our roles are going to be in this.
Yes, you must teach your people what you have learned in that sacred text and
Right.
how important it is that everyone will get a chance to prove themselves to Gartelmac. And the more people we have that follow Gartelmac, the more we can remove those who do not, and the more we can save the valley.
Exactly. And I say, Rock, why don't you come over here for a second? And I'll kind of wave over everyone else as well.
Rock is gonna be very concerned, but she trusts Torsten. So she'll just give these people a very long look and then walk on over, and then under her breath, as soon as they're out of earshot, be like, "What are you talking sacrifice? I just wanted a pamphlet and things. I don't want to be killing anybody. What's going on?"
We're not going to. I say these people are obviously mad. This is definitely an old ancient goblin god that I've never even heard of, some strange cult. I sent away some of them. That way we could easily disarm these three. And when the others come back, we will be able to disarm them since there are so many of us.
Ah, cool. Sounds good. I'm ready to fight. I flex. I got my new bracers of defense on. I'm ready to use them.
Well, hopefully our numbers will mean that we don't have to cause anyone harm.
All right, guy.
I do worry that this somehow that they're going a little more crazy than normal. I don't know if something's up with this book or they ran into something else, but it's a little distressing.
So weird. This is okay. Should we just leave? I mean,
no. I mean, we can get away, but these people might run into other random townsfolk walking around and sacrifice them. They're not. We should absolutely arrest these people and bring them to town.
Exactly.
So while you all are having your conversation, you can see this leader in the witch hat is addressing the prisoners that
I want
you
that
saved.
hat too. I want his hat.
And is saying, like, folks, gather round. I did not believe in the power of Gartelmac. I was once a simple farmer. My lands wiped out when the melt in the comet came, totally washed away. But now I have seen the truth. I have been enlightened. Gartelmac sent that comet so we would remember him, and we would restore our faith in him and give him our prayers and sacrifice the unworthy to him. You know how I know? See these hands? These hands used to have, well, the shakes. It was terrible. I couldn't get my farming done. It was bad. My family and we were down and out. And then I found that text, and I started to hear the voice of Gartelmac. And Gartelmac said that my hands would be saved if I just gave him a sacrifice.
Hearing what Torsten was saying, and now hearing this guy, do I think he is crazy, or do I think he's just a snake oil salesman who's gone way too far?
You can make an insight check.
I would love to.
And are his two kind of allies right there?
Yes, yeah. They're behind him in like open prayer with their arms open, and they're punctuating things he says with exclamations.
I rolled a 15.
Okay. You get the feeling he's fanatical about this, that he truly believes this.
Okay.
So Torsten will kind of step forward and I'll kind of wave our allies a little closer and say, well, I appreciate your desire to pray to this being and this god. I don't think sacrificing people is actually the way that we're going to handle things here in the what is it,
the Luna Valley.
Luna Valley. And I'll kind of motion for for Rain to kind of like, get near him or something.
Yes.
When you say that, he says, "You might not. What is it you desire? What pain do you desire to have healed?"
I say, I want people to be happy. The people of this valley and of Tomar's Crossing to be happy, and sacrificing one or however many you think you need to sacrifice to make that happen is not how we do things around here. I say, you need to put down your weapons and you're going to come back with us to Tomar's Crossing.
I step forward to give it extra meaning and flex.
And he says, "Heretics!" And let's roll for initiative.
Well, that turned very fast.
Yeah. Apparently they didn't think the numbers mean anything.
Let's see here.
I wonder if that hat helps him or gives him powers.
Maybe.
He said he was a farmer, so maybe he just thinks it looks cool. And I agree. That's why it will be mine.
Purple is just a fantastic color, really.
That's true.
Okay. So what did you get, Rain?
14.
Okay. And how about you, Torsten?
I get a 16.
Ooh.
Okay. And how about you, Rock?
Got a 23.
Dang.
I rolled really well.
Stat increase.
How about you, Isabel? What did you get?
24.
Oh,
Wow.
Alert.
Because I'm alert
Truly
now.
alert.
Super alert. She's been
She's
watching
like,
the whole
she's
time.
like hiding in the bushes, like, ha!
just
I'm
waiting.
ready. She is.
Coming up big.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
improved initiative, really.
Yeah, you are going first, Isabel. That is for sure.
Yeah, I did it. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie when I say that my internet's been like whoop, 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 whoop most of the time, and if it freezes again, I'll probably kill my video just so I can
Gotcha.
still stick around.
Sure.
But so how close are these guys to attack? Like, how close in vicinity are they to attacking Thorsten since he's been doing all the talking?
I mean, I would say they're within 15 feet of each other.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna like push Thorsten out of the way, which is not intimidating because she's like 5'3".
Yeah, they laugh.
Yeah, she's just gonna like move him gently, ever so gently out of the way.
They weren't kidding when they said half orc. Because you're short. Get it?
Excuse
Oh,
me. Okay, that's
Water
fine.
him.
Time to take that longsword +1 and just go for the knees.
Oh no!
Oh, does the
He's in
sword
so much
laugh?
trouble. It sure does.
Do I get the sense the sword is laughing at me or like laughing at me taking out their knees?
It's laughing at you taking them out. It
Okay,
is-
awesome.
The sword
Sword's
loves
on my
when
side.
you perform violence.
I also love it a little bit. Just she's like, this is funny. Yeah. So she's gonna swipe at the nearest guy's knees.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Nice.
18.
Nice. Okay, yes, an 18 is definitely going to hit.
Fantastic. Let me get my D10. Oh no. I only use these once a week now. Oh, yes, that is a D10.
The blessed Lisa dice.
Yes, my blessed Lisa dice, 11 damage.
Okay, so you slash the knees of the leader in the witch hat. Whoa! Oh no! Oh, now he is halved.
Oh, I'm so
not
sorry.
quite.
Can I also spend a superiority dice because I'm like sweeping the leg, quote unquote, use my trip attack?
Absolutely, go for it.
Essentially sweep the leg. Oh my gosh. Okay. Spend one superiority die, and I need him to make a strength check.
Oh, good. He's great at those. I think I fail. What is the DC? Is it
The
greater
DC
than
is
11?
13. Yes, it is.
Okay.
So not only does she like swing across his knees, but she also knocks him down completely with the blow.
Excellent.
So he is prone.
Cool. And does that superiority die do extra damage?
3.
Excellent. Okay.
3 extra damage.
Nice. So yeah, he falls. And you can see the other cultists are sort of confused and upset that things have already gone so poorly for them, and it is Rock's turn.
All right, Rock is going to move in front of the group that they brought with them, because now she feels bad because she's like, I brought everybody over here and now they're going to try to kill us. So she's going to move in front of them. And so it looks like Witch Hat is prone. So she is going to look at whoever the next closest cult person is. And I need that person to roll a deception check. She's going to look deep into his soul.
Okay. So let's see. How does a 12 strike you?
Oh, no. I rolled a 16. So
Okay, there you go.
I now have
Advantage.
Well, it's not advantage.
Sneak
I get my sneak attack. If I succeed, I can use my sneak attack against the target, even if I don't have advantage or nobody's next to them. So
Excellent.
I'm gonna pull up my bow. I'm gonna shoot that person. That would be a 17.
17 will hit her.
Awesome. And that is with sneak attack. That's 18 piercing damage.
Whoa.
Okay, do
Holy
you want to
moly.
kill this individual?
Oh no.
Thinking.
I think as soon as it was announced heretics kill them, I think Rock has switched immediately over to, oh shit, I brought these people in and now we're all gonna get slaughtered. And so like she's gonna down people as quickly as possible. These are now threats.
There's only 3 of them.
Well,
Yeah,
we
she
should
doesn't
probably
care.
take the Manson family out ASAP.
She also knows that there's more in the woods and everything,
Oh,
and she feels bad. So if
Aw.
if she's killed this guy, he's dead.
Yeah, this arrow goes clean through this person's face, and she collapses to the ground dead. Instant death. There was no pain, Rock.
That's good. And she's gonna hold out her wings and just like be the bulwark between these cultists and the group that they're bringing back. And she's gonna be like, "This was a mistake."
Man, maybe I'm lawful evil. Maybe that's what's going on.
I need you, Isabel, to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh, this is a problem. I'm concerned. Where are my saves? There we go. Sorry, I'm looking at D&D Beyond on my phone, so it's got like different pages that you have to go to. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh golly.
But the power of D&D Beyond is gonna give you a bonus, right?
I got a 6.
Okay. So you get a 6, which means that you failed, and you are now paralyzed as the leader on the ground hits you with a spell. Hold
What?
person. And then stands up and begins sprinting away. Only makes it about 15 feet because they had to stand and they cast a spell. But they begin running and yelling, the heretics are well armed! Beware! Beware!
That's okay. I'll catch you later.
Hang on 1 second. I think my wife has been locked out of the house.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
jeez.
problem.
Huh.
Oh, should we go to break screen?
Nah, we could just talk. We
Okay,
could talk about
that's
how we
fine.
might be lawful evil now.
I mean, I might be. You guys are probably fine. I was like, I don't think Isabel is
Oh.
chaotic good, so I switched her to lawful neutral, and like, I'm kind of like, I don't
See
know.
the evil side of that.
She's like literally getting like, because you were like, yeah, I want to shoot this person. I'm like, yeah, shoot them,
Maybe that's just the sword whispering to you.
kill them.
Hey, so let's take this time to tell all the viewers that this is a podcast now. The first episode has been released. It will come out every Wednesday. It has, I mean, we all sound wonderful, but it has more localized audio for all of us, so we all sound a little bit more clear. And there's some music and sound effects going on too, so
Oh, nice.
pretty exciting
Sorry
stuff.
about that.
Yeah, so subscribe to Demonplague podcast on your podcatcher app.
Oh, were you gone,
thanks,
James?
sir.
Sorry, we didn't notice. No.
Is wife
Yeah.
okay?
Yes, she was indeed locked out. So thank you for the diversion. Sorry about that. But let's see. So now, we are.
The bad guy just ran away.
Yes, the bad guy just ran away. Thank you, and it is Torsten's turn.
All right. Since he just ran 15 feet, is he still within 20 feet of the other living cultist?
Yes.
All right. So Torsten is going to fire up one of his new second level spells. He's gonna cast Sleep, but he's gonna upcast it.
Ooh.
Since this guy's a caster, he might be a little tougher. So I'm gonna upcast it.
That was a lot of dice that were just.
Yeah.
How many dice is that?
7.
78.
78? Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's 15, 25, 35, 36, 37, 38.
Oh, yeah. They both collapse and fall asleep. And that's the end of initiative. So, yeah, you see, boom, boom, both this guy and the other cultist who was a halfling goes down. And they are both sound asleep in the mud here of the Luna Valley.
All right.
So I say, hurry. I say, tie them up.
Cool.
Yeah, and Grant Ellington
Ooh.
moves and is like, I have got them, and pulls out a rope with a great flourish and begins tying people up, and the rest of the people help him, along with Ilaria Walrus as well.
I want to look at that hat because I think the hat might be giving him powers. So I'm going to pick the hat up.
Oh my god.
Does it feel magical?
Don't
this
put
hat?
it on.
I'm not putting it on yet.
It does not feel magical.
All right, Torsten, if you could check this.
Stylish.
Oh, there's no question about that. I mean, that's a visual thing. You don't need to feel it to know that. Does it feel soft, James?
Yeah, it's like a crushed velvet. Very
Cool.
Torsten, can you do a check on this to see if it is magical?
Sure, I will. I'll start doing my set up a ritual and do my detect magic on it.
Sure. So
Good.
while
Curtis
Rock is
spell
gonna-
slots.
Rock wants to like
ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, ritual. Sorry. Yeah.
Rock will pop up into the air and start looking around because she knows there's like 4 other of these guys floating about gathering dung. So she's like worried that they're gonna get ambushed by these people. So she's gonna fly up and start keeping an eye out for these people.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You'll make a perception check. What do Isabel and Rain want to do?
Oh,
These people have
watching that.
tents too that are spread out.
Oh,
I'm disarming them. Like
Okay.
all weapons that I find, I'm picking up and also keeping away from Grant Ellington.
Okay. You find 3 scimitars and 3 light crossbows, and each of them is carrying 20 bolts. I won't make you track ammunition in this campaign, but
I'm gonna take all those bolts though.
okay, yeah,
And she's just gonna disassemble the crossbows and things like that.
okay, cool. Rain, what are you up to?
hat.
Oh, you're like eagerly awaiting the hat
Yes,
report.
I'm got my fingers across my.
It's a magic hat, please.
Okay. Yes, Rock. What did you get for your perception check?
I got the 17.
Okay, so you see with your eagle eyes, literally,
Oh.
that
He's
They're-
never gonna get tired of doing that, and neither am I. And I'm okay.
No, I'm not. I'm never going. It's the greatest dad joke of all time, and everyone's just gonna have to suffer through it every
And he's not sorry.
Me neither.
So you can see from where you are that it looks like they are on their way back. They've gotten a little bit of a distance away, and they're sort of running back after maybe they heard a shout of alarm, and they're coming from the north down towards your camp.
And there were 4 of them, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right.
And you can see there's like piles of animal dung that they must have dropped behind them, and they're now sprinting towards the camp.
Rock will fly on down and be like, the 4 are coming back and they are covered in dung. You'll be able to smell them soon, but they're coming back. Are we killing them? Are we scaring them? What are we doing?
We should just try to capture them. We don't need to kill them. They were likely only following this guy because he was some sort of leader.
I mean, but they've killed
I
other
agree.
people, right?
Yeah, and so they'll answer for their crimes and I don't know, do hard labor. I don't know how law works.
Do we
But the
even
town
know if
council
they've killed
wants
any?
to do that.
I mean, maybe they just wanted to kill us. There was sacrifice being talked about. But either way, here they're coming soon and covered in dung.
He talked about killing one guy, right? To calm his shaky hands.
Yeah.
Oh, he actually killed someone to do that?
How do
He
you
just
say
said that
Yeah, he
guards
said-
for
Well, he said he made a sacrifice, but I'm gonna go ahead and read between the lines.
Yeah, he was cut off before he got to finish his amazing
Context
story.
clues.
Sorry, James.
What does Isabel know about the like prison situation in Tomar's Crossing? Can they possibly like house and feed prisoners right now?
And for the most part, no. Tomar's Crossing is such a small town. They had like a holding cell, that was like doubled as a root cellar because they so rarely had a criminal they needed to hold. So
Jeez, they're already taking in Grant Ellington to justice.
That's true.
So
yeah, when you're all talking about this, Grant Ellington gets this like terrified look on his face, like, oh no.
yeah, it's like,
happened to
man,
me? Grant
but what if
Ellington.
and this is what Isabel's also going to be laying out, like, I just don't know if we have enough like food and housing and stuff to house all of these people. So unless
so
they
we should just
themselves-
kill them. I don't think
I'm
I
not
agree
saying
with
that. I'm not saying
Okay.
that.
Can't we just try to convince them that this is a bad idea? I mean,
Yeah.
if this Garl Tolak was all powerful and really important, then he would have
Rock,
stopped us
does
from doing this.
a 21 hit your armor class?
Oh
Swear
yes,
to
ouch. Oh yes,
God.
very ouch.
You take, holy crap. You take 10 piercing damage as a crossbow bolt strikes you from far away. You can see about 80 feet away.
Ooh.
People have stopped at the edge of the camp, and a crossbow
You're right. We should let them
strikes
live.
you
They seem
in the
reasonable.
back.
In the middle of saying all this, be like, we should try to convince them that this is a bad idea. Because if this Garl Tolak is really their god, then he would have stepped in and done something and been like,
It's like-
comes back up with like this crossbow on her shoulder. She's like, I was talking over here.
And then Rain and Torsten, you are both able to duck down as crossbow bolts head your way as well, narrowly missing you.
All right.
I'm just going to keep things where they are in the initiative. So, Rain, it is your turn.
All right, I look at the hat and I say, I'll deal with you later. And then I run out into the woods towards where the crossbow bolts were coming from.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, you're able to see the three cultists that are standing there. They are 80 feet away. Are you able to make that movement?
No.
I know monks are fast.
Monks
so.
are fast, but I'm not that fast. So I'll double move to get in close to one of them at least. That way I will be within engaged, I would think. Are they standing in like next to each other, or are they kind
They're
of far away?
spread out. There's probably about 10 feet between
Okay,
them.
so I can
each of them.
only engage one of them probably at a time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can I use a key point to do anything fun? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
you could use your bonus action to attack, right?
No, I have to attack first. Then I can do
Oh,
the
gotcha.
second attack.
Because then it's not a flurry of blows.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not a flurry.
Yeah, just a cherry of blows.
Just a, okay.
Okay.
Smoothie of
I'm
blood.
making it work. I'm making it work.
Are you? Actually, I'm gonna say you are because we're fighting right now. So yeah.
A wondrous joke,
right.
sir. A most excellent joke.
Jape, don't forget I have that auto fail, so I'm funny until I get rid of it.
It's the funniest.
Now, do we get to pick that? Do you pick that? When does that happen?
I get to pick
It's
it.
his.
Oh,
So I will let you know. Auto fails. I'm not just going to pick, though, randomly. I will pick for the most hilarious of
Okay.
situations I can
Like
think
when
of.
we
Okay.
roll
Like death saving throw number 3, or
Since we're talking about that too, were you serious about that inspiration?
I am. Oh, yeah. You definitely have inspiration for dressing up for this.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, yes.
I'm gonna just save that.
And you, Isabel, is immune to the auto fail while wearing this. So it's for the
thank
other three. Yeah, you deserve something for your hard work.
Oh,
So-
thank you.
Now, so Rain's turn, and now it's your turn again, Isabel.
Okay, yeah. So she's going to go ahead and pull out her own light crossbow off of her hip and take the shot
Okay, go for it.
because it is within her her 80-foot range. Please don't embarrass me. Oh no, that's okay. 15.
15 does hit.
And can I spend a superiority dice for a distracting shot
Yes, absolutely.
or distracting strike? When you hit, you spend 1 superiority dice, add the total to the damage roll. Next attack roll against the target by an attacker other than you has advantage.
Nice.
So that is a D4. So and by D4 I mean I rolled a 4, and then it's a D8. Arg. Thank you. I'm okay. I rolled an 8.
Nice.
The 12. Haha, max
Okay.
damage. Eat it,
Well,
scrub.
They would have advantage anyway because now they are unconscious.
Well, unfortunate.
Would you like to kill this individual, Isabel?
Oh no.
Okay.
Someone better
Promise,
tell Rox this.
I promise that I'm lawful neutral. I promise. She's going to remember this argument that they just have and passive aggressively pin his shoulder to the ground or
Okay.
behind him or something.
Yeah, to a tree. You get, now they're struggling, kind of.
Yeah, he just passes out from blood loss, I guess. She's just going to remember this, just like, I'm not going to be the one who feeds him.
Which brings us to Rock. It is your turn.
Okay, so there's 2 of them left.
Yes. Although you saw 4 running back.
Hmm.
I will throw that out there to you.
That's exciting. Can I tell which one is the one that shot me?
You can. Sure. Yeah, it's the one Rain is not engaged with right now.
Excellent. I want to peer into his soul, and I need him to make a deception check.
Okay.
You got beat a 19.
Oh boy. I
My
don't.
insight is awesome.
I rolled a 14.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna. I was trying to talk about saving your life, and I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
13.
13 will hit.
Awesome. So that's 7. That's 15 piercing damage.
Nice. That's. Would you like to kill your target?
Yes.
Okay.
Because no one has told Rock otherwise, and they keep attacking.
So.
Yeah.
She's
If
a
he died,
predator.
Isabel will absolutely look over her shoulder at Rock and just be like, Rock,
What? He
he
shot me.
could have been rehabilitated.
After shooting me, he can rehabilitate my shoulder.
You seem to have some strange morality issues. I just...
No, it's very clear. You shoot me, I shoot you back. And she will once again move to be like in front of the rest of the crowd.
She's the worst.
Torsten, it is your turn.
It's amazing.
So Torsten will kind of rush forward, and so there's still 2 left, right?
Yes, but you only can see 1. You know that 4 disappeared. Only 3 have been shooting crossbow bolts at.
So I will say, I'll kind of put my hands up and I say, stop. There's no need for anyone else to die. I'm looking at Rock. And I say, put your weapons down. I say, we have Chaitan. He's alive. We're not trying to kill anybody else. And I will ready another sleep spell if I see that other person pop out and they're within range of the remaining one.
You hear Rock from behind you be like, "We're not."
Down from a tree behind as you're trying to get that to happen. So go ahead, make a intimidation or persuasion check, your choice here, Robert.
Go persuasion. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So a total of 5.
So as this is happening, out of the tree, like another cultist drops down behind Rain, with scimitar drawn. However, this makes your ready to action of sleep spell go off.
All
So
right.
go ahead, Torsten. Oh boy.
That one's not quite as many. So
Oh my gosh.
2, 4, 6, 16.
Yahtzee.
Okay, so he falls, and that one with the scimitar immediately goes to sleep.
He just continues falling
Yeah.
into an unconscious position.
It's like he tripped out of the tree.
The other one, with crossbow in hand, looks at all of you and says, Gartolmak, accept my sacrifice, and raises the crossbow to his throat and fires it.
Oh, does he get blood all over me?
Yes,
Ew.
indeed.
He paints the clearing with beef stroganoff.
Yeah, and falls to the ground as the crossbow bolt goes off.
I
and
didn't get to
Rain.
punch anything. This is a very disappointing fight for Rain.
Witness me!
I didn't punch anything, and I'm covered in blood. This is a lose-lose if there ever was one.
You can punch the witch hat guy, right? Isn't he
Oh,
alive? Yeah, when he wakes up.
I feel better.
Yeah,
Speaking
Isabel
of
doesn't
hat,
say that, but TK says.
I'm gonna put the hat on regardless now. I'm frustrated.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
Okay.
the hat will make me feel better.
It's
Do I feel magical?
a mimic.
I mean, in the sense that you look great, you
Cool.
feel magical.
I think about what dusk would look like wearing this hat, and I think I like what I'm thinking about.
Dusk would look pretty cool in a witch hat. What can I say? Your horse, Dusk, would
Yes.
definitely look awesome in a witch hat.
You know who would look cooler in a witch hat? Your flying carpet.
Disagree.
And at that moment, Gorf comes and comes cartwheeling into frame and saddles on up next to Rain.
Where were
and,
you during the fight, Gorf? We could have used your help.
Gorf turns back around and to indicate that the carpet was following you, but it's just much slower than you are and didn't make it.
Maybe Garf will be faster if he's got a witch hat.
Well, that's a great theory, but unfortunately, we cannot put it into practice.
Well, we can. You have a witch hat. You can put the witch hat on him.
It's my witch hat. I'm wearing it.
Well, you can lend it.
Maybe another time.
Okay, another time. What should we do with these people so that they don't try to kill themselves?
Tie them up.
All right. Yeah, tie them up.
I was going to say Grant Ellington is already tying them up and making them, so Grant Ellington is going around tying people up, earning his keep and saying, well, this should get a few years off my sentence, I hope. And
Hear me out. If we take them to Tomar's Cross, okay, no, this is evil. I have
This
to
is
stop.
definitely evil. Killing them is evil.
Look, I'm just saying that if we kill them here, it's free. But if we kill them in Tomar's Crossing, all the citizens have to pay for it.
wow.
By hanging them?
We just got tons of gold and stuff that is.
Right. You're right. Tons
we're
of gold
gonna
we're
use-
definitely going to
Not
donate
without-
to all of the citizens.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
These people were farmers before. They're just under stress of.
They're
of all
killers
the-
now.
Yeah, look, I got crossbow in my shoulder, and I was
Let's
trying
not
to.
live
Oh,
in the
yeah.
past.
I will. I will spare the dying if I can on any of the ones that we shot if they're dead. Such as life.
And by we, you mean me.
Yeah.
By we, you're talking about the ones that Rock shot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
So you,
I don't want to point any fingers.
you're unable to save any of the ones Rock shot.
Shit.
They
Unfortunately.
seem like definitely great citizens, so I understand.
However, you are now in this campsite. You have defeated all of the cultists that your eyes have seen so far. And you also note that there are still these 3 tents that were around this campfire as well.
What are in the tents?
So the first 2 tents just have supplies. There's some rations, a water skin, not like a large amount of stuff, but there's definitely supplies for traveling. There are a couple more of those weird occult books that are also written in Goblin and contain more sort of mad ravings and rantings about. It seems like a lot of this Goblin religion is built on murdering other humanoids, including other fellow goblins, and sacrificing them to Gartolmak. And there is, in the last tent, you open it up, And there, with a gag in their mouth, is a dwarf who is tied up and bound in the tent. And looks up at you with like pleading eyes, and then sees Rain wearing the witch hat and starts shaking his head.
I take the gag out of his mouth.
Nice. Let's talk to him.
Yeah, I say hi.
And
I'm covered in
he
blood
says,
still too.
Hi. Oh, thank goodness. You're not cultists, right? You don't believe in Gartelmac? Oh, good.
Just
Of course
lovers
we
of
don't.
fashion.
Yes.
And then I tip my
Fear
hat.
not.
I tip my hat.
We
to him.
spared all of the cultists so that they can see justice in Tomar's Crossing.
What? No, you should take care of them now. No,
Oh my
they
goodness.
need to
Do you
die.
really think so?
They're too dangerous to be kept around. Especially that Chitan guy.
Oh my goodness.
His words, he's poisoning people's minds. I tell you.
Well, I will give your words some serious thought.
And he says, "Thank you. Who are you? Why have you saved me?"
We are adventurers from Tomar's Crossing. We have been searching this area, helping people. We freed these people. We're going back to Tomar's Crossing. How did these people capture you? What, were you with others?
Yes, I was fleeing the city of Safe Harbor and trying to get to Tomar's Crossing. I heard it was the only safe place left in the valley. I found these folks along the road, and they seemed kind enough. Then they started to talk to me about Gartelmac, and well, I tried to play along to get what safety and shelter. They outnumbered me, but then they said that if I wanted to join them, I needed to prove myself. That's when they asked me to murder an old man they had captured, also traveling along the road, and I refused. They killed him anyway, and then they tied me up, saying I would be the next sacrifice they would offer as a test. Thanks for denying that test. And gets down on his knees and starts like kissing all of your feet.
Right. That's okay.
Ew.
No need for that.
Sweetie, no.
But you saved my life.
Oh, no, sweetie, no. Isabel's just gonna like pick him back up, like, no, sweetie.
Rock is not wearing shoes, so when he comes over because she's got bird feet. And
Well, I know. I'm just like imagining him kissing like bear.
Well, I imagine him coming close and her like backing up and going, "Oh no, that's not very sanitary. No, you don't want to." Yeah, and she's gonna leave, and like, so these guys are still asleep, right? All these people.
Mhm.
They're all tied up now. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they're all tied up.
Okay. She's gonna walk on over to the guy who Chitan, whatever his name was. She's gonna grab him, like shake him until he wakes up and be like, hey.
Yes.
Are you a goblin?
No.
Why you follow evil goblin god who you find in ice?
I told you. Well, I started to tell you, and then I was rudely interrupted in my story. I have seen the power of Gartelmac. I read these texts. He spoke to me and told me that if I got rid of my beloved Susan.
Okay, that's evil. I throw the books into the fire.
I'm still like holding this guy as that happens.
Okay. He would send me a sign, and that is when my shakes stopped.
Oh my god.
Do you think we are sign?
Yeah, that seems totally worth it.
I think you are heretics.
I punch him in the stomach.
Yeah, he has great thought processes. So
Rock is still like holding him by the lapel, just
for
like
us to take you over, then we wouldn't have done it. So obviously it was Gartelmac's will.
He says, no, this is another test. Because you were foolish enough to leave me alive, I will see to it that you are sacrificed to Gartelmac.
Okay.
I will put the whatever we have that we had him bound around his mouth again. So You can't.
Okay,
yeah,
so you can, he's,
Brock will let him go and walk up to another one.
The council of Tomar's Crossing. Now that we have, I mean, he has admitted himself. Plus, we have the dwarf and our own experiences. You know, it shouldn't just be up to us. But I'm sure they will see justice one way or the other.
Mhm.
Of course.
Should we not try to convince these people otherwise? I mean, this seems
They're pretty cultisty. That's not really my job.
I mean, we have whatever a day or two to talk to them as we head back, but
Sure,
I wouldn't hold your breath about it.
Yeah.
well, no, that'd be dumb. It's very hard to talk if I am holding my breath.
That's
Maybe no. Stop.
So yeah, everybody's tied up, and the Grant Ellington comes over and says,
Grant Ellington.
"Oh, the
Forgot
Grant
about that.
Ellington."
Yeah.
Yes, well, what would you like us to do? Should we be staying and camping in this area, or should we be going on? Also, that's not Grant's voice. I don't know where that came from, but
It's
there
fine.
It was already getting.
Yeah, we need to camp,
recall,
right? I think
No.
it's nighttime.
Yeah. So let's
Grant,
just-
actually, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, if you want to do me a favor and go over there and mind your own business, that would be great.
Ooh, I like it.
Isabel just tells him to mind his own business.
He hangs his head in shame and goes over and minds his own business near the cart.
Brock feels like she can't do anything with these cultists, and
Thank
all she
you.
really wants to do is keep like shaking them and telling them that they're being stupid. So she's gonna go back over with with Grant and the rest of the people that they've brought and start helping them set up camp.
Okay.
Gorf. I have a job for Gorf.
Gorf slides over.
I assume Gorf doesn't need to sleep because he's a carpet. So now
Does
he
not
is
need to sleep. That is correct.
dedicated watchman of the prisoners. Here are 2 pans, Gorf. If they will start causing problems, bang the pans together, and we will come running.
Gorf salutes with one of the tassels on the rug and takes the pans from you, and then like very diligently stands up on 2 of its tassels with the pans at the ready, watching.
Good.
I envision
This will
him just
be
like marching
good.
back and forth.
I hope this will be good.
Right,
I hope
exactly.
we don't get random pan smacking in the middle of the night just because it's fun.
Define trouble. Oh boy.
So yeah, Gorf is watching your prisoners, and the rest of the people that you have freed are all getting ready. They're sort of taking out food. They're excited to be able to like cook again over a campfire, and they're actually feeling pretty good despite the violence that they just witnessed. And they're getting everything together and ready, and you all are able to rest for the night. Do you have anything you want to do
Right.
before the next morning?
Should we do something with the dead that we killed?
Throw them in a ditch. No, I don't know.
Is there a ditch nearby?
What it's not cold anymore. So,
We should at least bury them,
yeah.
Yeah.
if only because there's like monsters that were in the glacier that might come out and want them or bait.
Okay.
Definitely.
Rock
Okay.
will borrow Grant for a while,
Good.
and as they're getting ready, she'll because you know what? She killed them. She'll take care of them. So she'll help
We don't
him.
want bears coming into our campsite.
Mm.
No,
I'll
never
give
want
them
bears.
some Eldathan rights, whatever those are.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So you're able to dispose of the bodies, bury them, give them the rights that you want to give to them. The next morning, you wake up and the sky is free and clear, and the sun is beating down, and you're just feeling heat like radiating up from the ground here in the Luna Valley. It still is gross. There's mosquitoes and that sort of thing. So you make your way back to Tomar's Crossing, and you do finally make it to the gates of the city.
Hooray.
Hey.
At the gates, you are walking. So actually, there are no gates to the city. Sorry about that. That's just a figure of speech. So you're walking through these camps of displaced people that you see have grown a little bit since you have last left. You see rocks surface, circus tents off in the distance that have been sort of repurposed for people to use, and you can see people are gathering. Isabel, you can see that your son and grandson are there to greet you as you have come through, as well as Kadra Tourmaline, who is the councilwoman, is there. And as you're walking through, there are some cheers for all of you as you come through the camp.
Awesome.
Yeah. And they are very welcoming. Kadra walks up to all of you and says, welcome. Thank you so much for the food you've uncovered, and more people, and another wagon load of supplies. This is just too wonderful. You are all too great. I cannot thank you enough. You have saved many, many lives.
I bow deeply with a flourish, taking off my hat, and say, it was a pleasure, Kadra, and I hope that you received my gift.
And she says, I did. Quite an impressive trophy. That dragon head was very, very something. It was very intimidating. I assume you met a dragon in your travels.
Yes, and obviously it was slain by us. I say, and I look at everyone and glare at them. By me, actually.
Isabel is like scribbling on like a little heart-shaped pad, just like.
In single combat, I defeated it on my own. I thought perhaps you could show that I don't know, something with the council and election. Maybe you could use that to your advantage. Dragonhead, it's pretty good, I think.
Well, I know how I'm going to use my auto fail. So
wait, what?
Oh boy!
Because Rock was just about to do something super stupid, but this will be funnier.
She looks at you and she says, "Oh, you killed it single-handedly."
Yep. Flex.
I didn't see any sort of bludgeoning wounds on it, and it was actually pretty offensive. And she then pulls up her sleeve and reveals a dragon tattoo that she has on her arm. And she said, "You may not have known this, but not many do. But I'm guessing you did now with your funny joke that you sent me a dragon head. I have dragon blood in my lineage." And then she storms off.
Rock
Well.
will elbow Gorf and say,
Swinging
"This is why you never
Miss.
lie, because people know it's stupid to lie." And she'll just elbow the rug.
It's okay. It's not a problem.
Yeah,
I'm holding my hat and I look sad.
Oh, Isabel looks over at him and she's like, "It's okay, Rain.
How's your
give me a
matchmaking
third of your-
service?
Yeah, if you give me a third of what you take from this adventure, then I can help win her back."
A third?
Yeah. What's love worth to you?
A quarter.
Okay.
That's fine. I was gonna give most of my money
He's
away
like,
anyway.
"Okay,
so.
I just need your signature on this real quick."
Sure.
And
I
she
write
like
an
holds
X.
up her little. Yes, awesome. She's like, "All right."
So Kadra has stormed off, but is there any other members of the council around? Is there any other like officially type people?
Did she leave that? Did she have the dragon? No, she didn't. It's probably. I was gonna give it to Bajalin. He'll appreciate my gift.
I'll
She
change
did
my
not
boat.
have it with her.
No, I didn't
She's
think
not
so.
carrying an enormous dragon head.
However, Beratus, your son, Isabel, comes over and embraces you, and your grandson gives you a big, wet toddler kiss. And he says, "Mom, glad to see that you made it. I have to admit, this is pretty impressive."
Aw, and she just like smacks his cheeks like a little harder than she should. And she's just like, I missed you too, sweetie. And like she bends down to her grandson. She's like, do you want to see a scimitar?
And he like nods and he's like, Mom, what are you doing?
He can't hold it. His wrists are too small, obviously.
Oh, good.
He's
Maybe
like-
we could get you a dagger then instead.
Oh, you think so? I think I have one.
Mom!
Okay.
Rock's gonna look over at Torsten and be like, "Is this where we're supposed to talk about prisoners and evil cults and stuff?" Like,
Well, we should probably find some of the other members of the council. I was hoping to see Palmine.
oh yeah, she wants those
I
rats. We
think
told her.
some ears for Bajalian too.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about those ears.
Yeah. 2 ears, as I recall. He wanted both. So
Instead of the whole head. Yes.
yeah.
As you are making your way, one other person does stop you. Huberg Greyborn comes by, and he, if you remember, is from Ice Song, the village of Ice Song. He's sort of leading the people of Ice Song who are staying outside of Tomar's Crossing, and he had helped you by giving you information about the attack that he had experienced. And he said, I heard you cleaned out Fort Frostfell. You saved a lot of people. Some of those were my people. I cannot tell you enough how grateful I am for this. This is just a wonderful, wonderful thing that you have done. And he embraces each of you who allow for an embrace, and then says, there's more going on, though. We, my people, are now just as much a part of this village as anyone else. But the people who didn't live in Tomar's Crossing before cannot run for your village council, cannot vote for your village council.
Ooh.
It's only the village council is only allowing people who lived there before. Who will represent our interests? Who will make sure that we have a voice? We live here too. We have just as much a right to life as anyone else. I know that you all have great sway. Your legend has been growing ever since the first batch of prisoners came back some days ago. I think you might be able to talk to the village council and convince them to change their minds.
Well, definitely, we're happy to help. I'm glad that we were able to save some of your people, and I'm glad that you guys have been contributing to Tomar's Crossing. And once we do speak with the council, this is the only really place left to live. So everyone should have a voice, and we'll see what we can do.
Well, can I suggest I have a fort now. Fort Kickass is just up the way. We cleared it out of all the stuff and the dragon and the things and everything. And I was trying to get some really powerful people to be there and be good people, but they decided to just leave. So I need people who want to live there because, I'd like to roost there every once in a while. Would you like to go live there?
Would we like to go live in your Fort Kickass instead of here?
Well, it's an option. I mean, I am also a stranger here too. I can't vote or anything. I mean, yeah, I'm like awesome and they should let me do things. But just in case like the council says no, you are more than welcome in my fort and I'll let you do all the voting there.
That is most generous. Yes, if we are not welcome in Tomar's Crossing, we will come to your fort. What about the others, though? There's many from Safe Harbor and Sweetwater and other places that were washed away.
Well, one group at a time. I mean, I don't know how many can fit there, but we'll take a look and we'll get people and beds and things.
Rotate every 3 months.
Okay, you have to leave now. Your turn's over.
I mean, it fits an entire dragon, and that's like 20 people at least, and then there were all sorts of places. So we'll do what we can. But you are more than welcome to go there. It's cold, and you'll have to probably do some renovations. But you are more than welcome. Just leave me like top place so that I can have a roast.
He nods at that and says, "Excellent. Well, that is a very generous offer. Thank you, Rock. You all continue to be amazing heroes. And Huberg sort of steps away and allows you to continue on your way. And now you can go anywhere you please. I heard talk about going to see Pauline. Does anybody want to see anyone else? I know you have a reward to collect from Jalen.
Yes. What was the name of the half orc that we met who wanted to run for council?
Oh, my boyfriend.
Skull Cleaver.
Yeah.
Skull Cleaver, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Might want
It's a family name
too. Torsten, you don't want to run for council, right?
I say, I think I want to help people around here. If helping people means running for council, I'll do that. But if it also, I also want to stop this necromancer or whatever he is. And if being outside of town too much prevents me helping the town, that's fine too.
In the history of the town, James, has there ever been like an adventuring council member, or do they generally stay in town to deal with town problems?
So the Tomar's Crossing, Tomar was an adventurer who founded the town. So it's hard to say because the town used to be very small, so it was definitely common to have people who were trappers or adventurers leave town and then come back, do some governing while they were there, and then go back out again. It probably would be possible for one of you to do that, depending on how intense adventuring gets.
Okay, that's an option.
Besides, I'm his campaign manager. So.
Yeah, so I think, depending on how things went lately, and Bajalen has been pushing buttons for me and my family for a long time. I'm sure we could get someone better in there. And if the people decide that's me, I'd be happy to take up that mantle.
What a heroic answer.
There are 4 village council seats, and all are up for election.
Okay, so. And how many displaced people now live has it doubled the population? Has it increased significantly?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So there were about 150 people in Tomar's Crossing, and now there's like a good 500 if you count everyone.
Definitely think there should be more council members, personally. If there's that many more people that need representation.
Oh, time for a coup.
That's what I think. Coup? I like that word.
I mean election.
How many do I think can actually live comfortably in Fort Kickass?
In Fort Kickass, you think you could, if you cleaned it out, got rid of the zombie bodies, you could probably fit.
That's right.
You could probably comfortably fit about 200 people there.
Okay, so that's always a backup option, and they're always more than welcome there.
We don't know if the Demonplague is at Fort Kickass though too. Remember, there was that basement with all the weird zombie rats, and we killed that weird monster, right? So he's dealt with, but
we killed the rats too.
Did we?
No,
we left them
they're
under
just in a
the
jar.
thing.
Yeah, they're in a jar.
Yeah, they're just
hanging out.
Jar waiting for someone to come back.
Oh,
yeah.
We didn't leave a note or anything. Like
we
no
didn't.
I thought we did something with that, but I guess not.
No, we killed the big zombie dude, and we cleared everything else out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Well, the ghost was there, right? The ghost was there still.
She was there.
Yeah, but
or
no,
did
the
she
ghost is
leave
gone.
To wander. Yeah, she.
She went to find her friend.
But then we got rid of that summoning circle. It worked out.
Yeah. Literally all that's left there is just like probably some bodies, which we actually cleaned up a little bit because we stayed there a couple days, and jar full of rats, which like Palmine would be the only one that Rock really wants to talk to. Otherwise, Rock's like, she has things to sell, she has stuff to give away, and she was going to either lead a bunch of people to Fort Kickass or go off on, going after this Ralakai guy. She'll look at all of you and be like, well, I'm not really that interested in running this town. I mean, if any of you want to run, I would be more than happy to support you, but I can't vote. So, she is one of those people, one of those several hundred people who are displaced.
And while you are talking, that is when you hear, "Hey, don't you people owe me a donkey?" And you turn around and Summoth Skullcleaver has approached. and is pointing at you like, "Hey!"
Yeah.
Didn't we give the donkey to the first group of prisoners that we sent back?
Andrew the donkey, I believe.
Yeah.
Was his name.
Yeah. He went back
Yes.
with the dragon head.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
You did.
Okay.
So no,
And
we
he-
don't know you're a donkey. You should
Rock
have
Rock
had
will
your
say
donkey.
that. Rock will say, didn't we send Andrew back with the first group of... Is Andrew okay? Did Andrew not make the trip?
No, he it's just a little opening.
Isabel will like push everybody out of the way and she'll, hey.
Hey, Isabel, how's it going? And he leans like a little too close and awkward.
Yeah, I can tell.
He's not smooth at all. How,
He like tries to like against a door, but it's too far away.
right, yeah, exactly, yeah, and like sort of has to then readjust his feet to lean. So
Yeah.
how was the adventure?
Well, you know, we had to see a dragon get killed and take out some bandits, and it's just been such a week. She like tells me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that dragon head. Everybody is saying Kadra Tourmaline is such a strong leader that she was sent that dragon head. Looks like
Yeah.
you
Well, and
guys
she'll,
have
like-
really put the ball in her corner.
Well,
Oh.
Great,
And
she's great.
she like looks back at Rain for a second and then looks back at him. Well,
I'm
in
waggling my
truth,
eyebrows.
We only sent it back to her because Rain happens to know about her heritage, and he wanted to make sure that it got a proper burial by somebody who
Yeah.
would understand.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Although I did tell her
No.
I killed it.
We had
Hand-to-hand
no
combat.
intention of anybody thinking that she wanted a dragon killed or anything, so I don't know how she got that misinformation. But if she's the one spreading it, maybe somebody should set her straight on what we actually sent it back for.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you could talk to her, that would be great.
Oh,
Not that I would love to see. She's
I
one of
know.
the best council people, that we have, and I'm
course,
very, I am pro Kadra, definitely.
But we don't want anyone getting the wrong idea and thinking that we support her in a way that outweighs our support for our other good friends looking to join the council.
Rock is going to lean over to Torsten and be like, so who do we not support everybody? I thought we were just they were all like helping us. Who are we supporting? Who are we not? There's so many lies. I don't understand.
Complicated.
Look, just
Politics.
let me use my ridiculous charisma for a half orc.
Oh yeah, no, that she's saying this like under her breath, like behind
Yeah.
you all the Torsten, like she totally gets what's going on.
Yeah.
You can see it all. She just doesn't understand why. So she's like, all right.
Isabel's trying to get those two dragons with one stone.
And he says, "Well, I saw that you were able to take out the old goblins down there. They're calling it Fort Kickass now."
Oh yes,
Word can
yes.
sound really fast.
Because you kicked so much ass, That's
Oh,
well, that's you named it. That's
Yeah, it's just what I do.
yeah, of course. Well, I just wanted to check in, make sure people knew that it was me who told you about
course.
that secret door and gave you the
Yes.
cart that you needed and all that kind of stuff to help save the day.
I will make sure that all of the refugees who now have a home at Fort Kickass, not too many of them, but some of them, know exactly who made it possible.
I was hoping you'd say that. And then he takes a pack off his back, and you see this pack is pretty enormous. It's like he was wearing like a turtle shell almost on his back. And it clangs to the ground, and he said, I don't know if I had it adjusted. I don't know if it'll fit your measurements exactly because I'm not that familiar with them, but and it is a suit of full plate armor.
Woo!
Ooh.
And she will, she'll look at it and she'll look at him and she's, well, I can't possibly put it on by myself right now. Do you think you could come over later? And if the measurements aren't right, we could just get a small fitting in there.
Yeah,
We can all
yeah.
just leave right now. Do you want us, the rest
Yeah,
of
we
us,
can go.
to
I'm gonna
go?
do some
No,
other
but-
business.
I mean, we have
We
other
need to
things
talk
to
to
do.
Pommy, so you know.
And
Exactly.
she'll pull out like a little one of her own personal cards, and she'll just like press it into his palm and just after sundown should be fine.
And he'll say, sure. After sundown, it's a date. It's a date. It's a
Sure
date.
it is.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'll
And
see
she'll
you then.
just bye and then like go back to the group.
Yeah. And the rest of you, like, see for a moment he's sort of befuddled and then like goes almost prancing off with happiness.
So Torsten wants to like get one of the, you know, since we're coming in, I'm sure some of the village kids are kind of running around or whatever. I want to grab a couple of them and say, you know, hey, can you go get Pomine and Magellan and, you know, my parents and whoever else are sort of like important members of the town, and ask them to go get them and tell them that we've come back. And then I want to like take our wagon and stuff and like go like to the center of town and
bring some guards.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
and sort of get some, you know, get the people to kind of come around so we can kind of tell our story of what happened and talk about the people we've captured and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And this kid says, "Okay, Mr. Torsten," and they all like scatter off this group of kids to go spread the word. And you know, kids that you have known for a long time since you've lived your whole life here in Tomar's Crossing.
I have a question. Sorry.
Yes.
Who is the fourth council member right now? We know Kadra, we know Pomnin, we know Bajalin. Who is the fourth member?
That's a great question. The fourth is a man named Kalinus Birchwood. Or I'm sorry, Birthwitch.
Birthwitch.
Yeah. And he's an old trapper hunter, very accomplished in that area, sort of a fur trader. He's got a lot of meat that he sells. Generally good-natured dude, walks around town with his big mastiff. That
a dog?
Yeah, he's got a big dog that likes to follow him. His dog's name is Brutus.
Is it Mastiff?
Sure, if you're not fancy. And
mastiff.
also correct.
Listen, in your fantasy world, you'll call dogs whatever you
Just
want
making
us to call them.
sure we know what it is.
No, it is. It's definitely Mastiff.
Okay.
But I like Mastiff because it's got mystique, like the
Well,
X-Men.
How does the councilman pronounce it?
Ah, yes.
Mastiff.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Whatever he says, I'll go with.
Well, it's also how not pretentious people say it. So yes. So yeah, the Mastiff is named Brutus. And
Good boy.
yeah.
I like him.
Mhm. So you are able to gather a big crowd. You know, this is exciting for people. They don't have a lot of joyous occasions lately, so this is like a really cool thing. And Torsten, your family actually comes with a little bit of food that they can sort of spare, and set up like a little, you know, and set up a couple kegs of ale and that sort of thing. And it's almost like there's a little feast in your honor. That people are giving what they can spare to this event. There's not that much that can go around these days, but
Got a giant chest full of rations. We
we
open that
brought
thing up,
back the
too.
ration stuff.
oh,
so-
sure. Well, if you're giving away the rations, then great.
Yeah,
Um,
didn't we? I thought we brought that all back for everybody, like huge
Yeah.
giant chest full of. I mean, I've got 30 rations on me, but there was like 300 in that chest, right?
Yeah.
Look, MREs for everybody. Yeah.
So as people kind of gather up, I will Torsten will kind of, I don't know, stand on the wagon and you know, I say you know, I'll kind of look to kind of the people that we sent back originally.
Mm-hmm.
Say, you know, glad you guys made it back. we've come back from what was the name of the place? The
Gardong Marhold.
Gardong Marhold. We've saved these people. We've brought back a lot of food, hopefully enough to keep the town over for a little while. Some gold to do whatever we need to with the town to help people out. And all of this is thanks to the council members, to Bajalin for giving us some reward for starting this out. Pamine for originally coming up, finding out that the bandits were in what is now called Fort Kickass, and Kadra. What did she do for us? I can't remember.
Kadra also
Pamine
offered
kinda
you a
came together.
reward.
Oh, the rewards, yeah. And I say, without the council, the help of the council, we couldn't have gone and known what we knew and helped everybody out. And I say, so thank you to all of you for what you've done for Tomar's Crossing.
And
And there's some.
Brock
Oh,
will
sorry.
elbow Isabel and be like, "And your boyfriend? Tell them about what your boyfriend did."
Yeah, tell him about what Skullcleaver did, Thorsten.
All right, yeah, and I'll say Skullcleaver. What was his name?
Summith Skullcleaver.
Summith lent us his donkey and lent us Andrew and told us
Valuable intel, yeah.
Yes, told us some information. We didn't have to use it, but it was still
Cue
good to know
cards.
just in case.
And there's like at each of these moments is sort of punctuated by applause and gratefulness. And you hear someone in the crowd say, "Yeah, but you're the real heroes." And then somebody else says, "Yeah, you should be the town council. All four of you."
Oh no. Oh, I don't like this.
Sorry.
And you hear some murmuring start in the crowd.
Does anyone say anything about my hat?
So probably before it started, they're like,
All right.
"Nice hat." It's a
Good.
pretty good
I
hat.
feel good. I feel good about that.
Yeah.
I look at
I
what
hope
is
you're
our
being
prison?
sincere about that.
And this murmuring continues with some people saying, "Yeah, you know what? You should be. You should." And somebody then shouts at the stage, "What about giving refugees the right to vote? What do you think about that?"
And I say that's something for all of the town council, but to decide. But as the town is growing, they definitely should have some sort of say. I can definitely agree with that. As we are all in this together, there are
Some sort of
things
say.
that are-
What does that mean? Be
Yes.
honest.
Yes.
Be plain.
I stand up
Yeah,
and start
like I
screaming
said.
yes.
yeah, everyone is here. You should have a voice for sure.
The council should have 5 members or more, including those that represent specifically the refugees' interests.
Definitely. But before we get to all of that, even though it is important, there are matters of life and death that we need to still take care of. During all of this, we've found out about Malachi Gravemore, who is some necromancer causing trouble with with the results of this comet, this Demonplague. And before we can really decide on council things, we need to go and hopefully stop him before he causes more trouble that would cause immediate death to anyone that's around here with this Demonplague. They're at where it's called Star Elf Hollow or something like that.
The Star Elf Barrows. Yeah.
Barrows, yeah. We need to go investigate this, see what we can stop from happening there.
And there's like applause goes up at that. And then there are 3 cheers for the heroes of Fort Kickass. And there's a hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray.
I want to go ahead and use my inspiration now to start a slow clap and a chant for Torsten's name. Torsten. So I'd like to
Brock
do
will
that.
immediately join in
Go
on
for it.
this.
Yeah, make persuasion check with advantage.
Perfect, and I'm proficient in that. I'm so excited.
Oh, is this not performance? a rare
Look,
use
if
of
you, I
the
swear,
performance.
if you do
never
not
gets
let
used.
me, I always make my bards do performance whenever they're trying to convince people of anything and they're doing stuff. I'm like, yeah, do a performance. Whew, glad I had that advantage. That's much better. A 19.
Yeah, so you all start that, and Torsten, your family comes around and like picks you up on your on their shoulders, and they start to sort of parade you around this little area of the town, and people are cheering, Torsten, Torsten, Torsten. You can see from where you are, people are like reaching up to shake your hand and that sort of thing, and you can see Bajalen scowling at this.
I like give my son the high sign like this, and he like raises his my grandson up for you to kiss the baby.
Yeah. Yeah, so you all of a sudden have this adorable baby put in front of your face. You kiss the baby, and
I would like to roll to kiss baby.
and and somebody like they're like throwing toss a mug of ale up to you that you catch and look awesome while you're catching it. And they're parading you around during this.
Nice.
Talking about that. While that is going on, Rain, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And Kadra is behind you. And Kadra says, I'm sorry about earlier. What you have done for this town and what you are going to continue to do at the risk of your own life, it was ridiculous of me to think that that was some sort of personal affront. I have since talked to others, and they have shown me that this is an error in my thinking, and that you really don't know that much about me or my heritage. And I apologize for the words that I said and the assumptions I made.
I accept your apology.
And well, first, I wanted to give you this to thank you for not just returning food to the people and everyone who lives here now at Tomar's Crossing, but also for your strong words about giving people who have been displaced the right to vote. I agree with that. I think that that is correct. They should be able to vote. They live here now. They have no other home, and this should be like home for them. And so for that, I also thank you. And she gives you a piece of burlap that is folded over something and hands it to you. And she says, your reward for you and your friends for helping the town of Tomar's Crossing.
I have a question. Why are refugees not allowed to vote? Because between you and Pauline and this other guy, what's his name? Birthwitch, that's 3 council votes. He seems like an okay guy. That's 3 council votes against Bajalen, who I assume is the dissenting opinion. Why have you not passed a law, or however it works, so they can vote?
On the contrary, we've actually made it so that we've passed a law so they can't, is actually what happened.
You passed the law?
Well, the council passed the law.
Yeah.
And she looks at you and she says, it was unanimous. And then she leans in close and she says, Bajalen knows things about all of us. And so we have to vote the way he says. And she leans back and turns and walks away.
I'm beginning to think maybe she shouldn't be on the council anymore.
What? There was no smooching?
Yeah. I'm already very slighted, okay? I don't feel good right now.
It's a slow burn. It's fine. It's fine.
We've got many episodes to go. We can't.
I'll update my fan fiction. It's cool.
Yeah, you can't go too fast with this, you know.
Wow, Bajalen's a real bad guy, huh?
Yeah, he's blackmailing.
Let's punch
That guy
him.
sucks.
Yeah, for real.
So, Rudy, when you open the piece of burlap,
Oh, yeah, what we got going on here?
You see this is it's a gem
Ooh.
that is in your hands. It's this
Okay.
white quartz gem that is about the size of a baseball. It's well cut, and it feels warm to the touch when you touch it. Like it's got some sort of, a little bit of heat flowing through it. Not terribly hot or anything like that.
Torsten's busy at the moment, but can I make an Arcana check to see if I know? Does this feel magical? Does it feel,
After playing around with it for a little bit, you learn it's a gem of brightness. So essentially, it's a gem that can light up when you command it to. It's got 39 charges left on it.
Okay.
So every time you use it, essentially you cast the light spell from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Neat.
Cool gift, I guess. Light thing for a member of Team Stealth. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
It's the best gift.
Well, you can do a couple of different things with it. You can cause it to shed light in a 30-foot radius and then dim light for another 30 after that. That effect actually doesn't expend a charge. It lasts until you use a bonus action or a command word. The second is that you can expend a charge to fire a brilliant beam of light at one creature you see within 60 feet of you. That creature has to succeed on a Constitution saving throw or become blinded for 1 minute.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This will be good for escaping on Team Stealth.
And finally, you could expend 5 charges and cause the gem to flare blinding light in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in the cone has to make the saving throw or they become blind. So you can do like an area blind or a single blind by spending charges.
This sounded like some undead or Underdark nonsense. I don't know.
Does it remove charges, or is it just once the 39 are spent?
When all of the charges are expended, the gem becomes a non-magical jewel worth 50 gold pieces.
Okay. Good to know.
So, it's got resale value.
At least it doesn't explode, and that's all I ask.
That's ideal. Okay,
Yeah.
well.
So you all spend the night.
Hold on, I want to see Scowly Boy first. I want to see Bajalin.
Okay.
And,
let's rub his nose in it. That's my favorite.
I point at Torsten and go, "Look at this! Look at how popular he is! Isn't that exciting?"
And
you did this, Bajalin.
You did this.
Throws a bag of gold to you. And he says, "That's for clearing out Fort Frostfell, the 200 we agreed upon. Looks like you're not going for the extra 50.
I throw ears at him.
And he just lets them fall at feet.
I hope they thwack on him. And then
that was the agreement regarding the 50. We had a discussion.
The agreement was you would parade them around town and tell everyone I was responsible.
We thanked you for what you did, and now someone is being paraded around town. That works.
Those are not the terms of the deal." And he turns and he walks away.
Before he leaves, can I get a read on, like, as he has this conversation, can I get a read on what exactly he's thinking? Like, is he just upset, or is this like he's now plotting revenge kind of shit?
Oh, sure. Make an insight check.
I would love to. 14.
He's plotting revenge.
Ooh.
Okay. He walks away, and I'll look at Rain, and I'll go, "He's not a happy man, and we should watch out for him."
All of you, actually, except for Torsten, who is being Supermaned around, make perception checks.
Sure.
I kind of want Isabel to yell after him, "You forgot your ear necklace."
That'd be a natural 20.
Hey! Natural 20. If you are in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat, if you enter !Demonplague,
Halloween.
!Halloween into the chat, you will be entered for a chance to win an awesome PDF, which we will do the drawing for at the end of this via bot. So go ahead, enter that !Halloween code now. It has to be in the DSPN Twitch chat. So thank you all so much. So
that natural 20 does get me a 25, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. You don't see anything. No.
Nice.
Okay.
How about what about the other two?
16.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Nice.
So You all noticed that when Bajalin moved away was not in the direction of his home. He's
Do
moved,
I know where he's going?
no, but you know that he didn't head towards home.
Where did he
Unless
head?
you follow him.
I don't care that much. What direction did he head? Like, do I know what's in that direction? Anything of note?
There's a lot of things like homes and shops. There could be a lot of things, but there's no tavern or anything. No sort of business that would still be open at this hour. The direction.
Team stealth. Team stealth. Do you want to follow him sneakily? How many? I mean, it doesn't. I don't know. I feel like it's metagaming if we do that.
Well, no, because I incited him before he walked away.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say, you noticed it. It's not a thing you didn't notice.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would have turned to you and been like, we should watch him. And then he walks away. And then if you'll suggest that, Rock will go,
definitely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Isabel will just indicate
you got a date
that she's staying with the party, but
Yeah.
like nod, like you should go.
Okay.
You have more important things to deal with. I have more Bajalin questions. So last time we saw him, he had 2 bodyguards. How many people do I think are actually on his payroll?
It's hard to say. The rumor is he's got half the town.
Half the
working
town.
for him.
That's a lot of folk.
But I wonder if half the town includes like the people that he's blackmailing, includes the, like people who are unwilling helping him out versus, oh yeah, you're gonna pay me money and so I'll be your bruiser. Like,
Yeah.
Before Rock is gonna go after Bajalin, like, are the prisoners taken care of? Were the rescued people taken care of? Like, if she walks away,
oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
are they all okay?
Yes. In fact, I would say the other people who have been displaced and stuff, like they have a system now where they sort of immediately take people in and make sure they're taken care of and that sort of thing. So, so Rock and Rain, if you want to follow, go ahead and make your stealth checks and I will cut over to Torsten and Isabel here.
Sure.
So Torsten, you are being lifted up and praised. And eventually you're put down and the revelry continues and your mother comes over to you and says like, I'm so proud, Torsten.
Thanks, Mom.
And she hands you a mug of ale and sort of sits down next to you and says, so running my son on the town council, huh?
We'll see. I don't, I feel like Bajalin has been causing trouble for us for years, and I don't think he's any friend to these refugees.
I think you should do it, son. And she says, you'll have my support, even if it means the tavern closes because Bajalin pulls his hijinks. It's time to do what's right. And then, meanwhile, Isabel.
Yes.
Sumith comes over to you.
Oh, my boyfriend.
And says, so, that was a pretty nice speech, although it seems like Torsten got a lot of the credit.
There will be several seats open, Sumith. Don't be jealous.
Oh, not at all. In fact, I'm rather impressed. If he is running for the council, I'm wondering if there's one match you'd be willing to make. Me and Torsten, I'm talking about that. So. I'm not sure if that's obvious. Like as running mates, not as romantic.
Yeah, she just,
it would be
just like lets him talk. She's just like, oh.
Yes,
just
no,
lets him explain himself.
I mean, and then he like he looks at you and he's like, no, I have another romantic match in mind that maybe you could make for me.
Tell me about her.
Well, she's the most beautiful person in all of Tomar's Crossing.
And she's like writing stuff down. She's just like scribbling. Tell me more. Yeah. What does she do? What does she do for a living?
Oh, you might say she's a people person. She's very heroic,
Oh.
but seems to also have a love of making matches for people.
And she'll is it me?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah, it is. It's you. Oh man, this is dumb. I'm sorry. This is really dumb.
No, I think it's sweet.
And we then go over here. What did you all get on your stealth checks?
Do we have inspiration? I forget. Do I have inspiration for my
Shit,
hat? My hat stuff.
I totally. He's talking about inspiration. I'm totally just like, oh, this is adorable, and oh god, I'm stealthing. I got 16.
My hat hijinks. Does that earn me inspiration?
I don't know if you had inspiration or not.
I'm asking, will you give me inspiration for my hat stuff?
I will not.
Okay, I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Let's
see.
Right in there. I love it.
Okay, well, his passive perception is 12, so...
lucky.
So, yeah, you are able to follow him, and you see that he comes up to a store that is also a house. A lot of shop people, the back of their shop is their house here, or that sort of thing. No, it's a shop called Ferraduce Traders, and he knocks on the door, sort of looks around to see if anybody's there, knocks on the door, and Melete Ferraduce, who is the owner of Ferraduce Traders, opens up the door. He is standing there with his wife, Neveta. And he looks at them and he opens the door and he sort of stands aside, and Bajalin comes in and embraces Neveta in a make-out kiss as the door closes.
Oh.
And that's where we'll end this session of the Demonplague. So we've got 2 things to give away. So go ahead, if you haven't already, enter into the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat, !Halloween, for a chance to win one of these 2 things. It is going to be fun and exciting. So go ahead, check that out. We are going to give away a copy of the Demonplague and a copy of Robert Adducci's adventure Curtain Call.
Hey!
Original Eberron adventure on the DM's Guild, and we will send you a Twitch message to get the details once you have determined to win, so we can make sure you get your prize. So go ahead, enter !Halloween. And while you are doing that, we will go around the table one more time and let people know where they can find you. So TK, where can people find you?
Sorry, Samson's trying to step on my keyboard. Samson, please. I will give you $20 to mind your own business. Thank you.
And a box.
It's me. It's TK. And you can find me on tkjwrites.com, Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. If you like spooky stories or dumb makeup pictures or too many pictures of my cat, you will find all of those things and you won't be disappointed. So I hope you love them. Tuesdays, I'm here. Wednesdays and Thursdays, but not this Wednesday because it's Halloween. So Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm on the WebDM Twitch. And Fridays, you can find my articles on tabletoptest.com. They're mostly for newer dungeon masters and game masters, people with less experience. We just wrapped up our horror-themed series. So this upcoming Friday, we're going to be doing food and festivities. Yay! That's
Awesome.
it. That's all I have. Goodbye.
Nice. That's really cool. And where can people find you, Robert?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at Radu76. Next week, I guess it is almost next week. Yeah, I will be at GameHallCon I'll be a guest at GameCon. I'll be running some of my Adventures League stuff. Also, I've got a couple of Dark Sun games I'm running, 5th edition Dark Sun, and I'm on a couple of panels. So come check it out. One's inclusivity, and one inclusivity in RPGs, and another one is what is it? It's writing RPGs. So
Awesome.
I'll see you there.
Excellent. And what about you, Lauren? Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Lauren. I go by OboCrazy online. You can find me on Twitter at OboCrazy. You can find me DMing Dungeon Drunks, which is a podcast that comes out every Monday, wherever fine podcasts are sold. Now is a good time to get on board with Dungeon Drunks because we just ended one big adventure and we're starting up another one. You can also find me on Wednesdays on the D&D channel as the DM for Clerical Error. We are back this week because everybody's back from TwitchCon, and it is our Halloween episode, which is basically just like our other episodes, except we're all going to be in costume. Ooh. Also, you can find me in the greater Seattle area playing oboe. I'm done with the Dracula ballet, but I've got lots of Nutcrackers coming up. So come see me in multiple Nutcrackers and all the Christmas shows. So yeah, come see me play oboe or play D&D.
That's awesome. And Rudy, where can people find you?
Hey, I'm on Twitter at Rudy Basso. This is a podcast. Remember, if you want to listen to that, Demonplague podcast, to catch up if you missed the first session or so, you can do that. Just look for us on iTunes or any podcatcher app of your choice. I am currently a stretch goal, getting closer and closer for the RPG co-op game Mission Accomplished. Look that up on Kickstarter. I'm really hoping 10K. It's about, I think, 1,500 away from me. That'd be really exciting. I'd be pumped to be able to write for that, so go back that if you're interested. And James and I will be at a Catacon in Dayton, Ohio from the 8th to the 11th of November.
Yes. Where we will be running...
We will. It is filled up. We will be running a 3-table epic. It is filled up. But we'll also be wandering around, and it's a pretty small convention, so you see our faces now, you will see us walking around, and you can come say, hey, maybe we can play a game. We'll see. That'd be fun.
It would be awesome.
And then, of course, don'tsplitthepodcastnetwork.com for a bunch of awesome podcasts.
Exactly. That's where I am, and I'm also at worldbuilderblog.com, and I'm on Twitter at James Introcaso. You can check out all kinds of awesome stuff there. So now, exclamation point Halloween. Let's see who will win a copy of the Demonplague.
This is for the Demonplague. The winner is Spidey Wolf. You have won the Demonplague. Congratulations. Be sure to follow us. If you're not already, everybody follow us, please.
Yes. And Rudy, who will win a copy of Curtain Call?
Curtain Call goes to David Chrisman. Congrats, David Chrisman. Be sure to give us a follow. Everyone follow us.
Awesome. Yeah. So please smash that follow button if you have not already. We would love that. And thank you all so much. Go check out all of the wonderful things that all of these amazing players are doing. And we will see you next week.
Don't let the demons bite.
Don't let the demons bite.
Bye.
All the waving.